Canterbury Civil Defence states of emergency.
The Honourable John Carter.
Mr Speaker, I'm pleased to say that the three mayors of the affected districts in Canterbury, that is Samhain, Waimakariri and Christchurch, have today lifted the states of emergency in their districts. This is 12 days after the 7.1 earthquake hit Canterbury and left its trail of devastation that thankfully didn't involve any loss of life. A lot of things have happened in those 12 days for the people of Canterbury, and with the ongoing aftershocks they continue to experience, it must feel like a very long 12 days. However, given the magnitude of the earthquake, it is important to note that the 12 days is quite a short space of time to have essential services restored to most people and life back to relatively normal. The Civil Defence Emergency Management Group plan worked well in ensuring the safety and security of the people in affected areas. This is due to the incredible efforts of the Canterbury Civil Defence Group and the Canterbury local authorities involved, supported in Wellington by the Ministry of Civil Defence and Emergency Management.
Aaron Gilmore.
Supplementary to the Minister. Why were the states of emergency in Canterbury extended yesterday?
The Honourable John Carter.
Mr Speaker, the states of emergency were extended for 24 hours to ensure that the smooth transition from a state of emergency to a state of urgency under the Canterbury Earthquake Response and Recovery Act 2010. There was still some legislative work to be completed yesterday, and the mayors in the affected areas decided to retain the declaration to ensure a smooth and safe transition to the recovery phase in Canterbury. The three mayors in the region, Bob Parker, Ryan Keating and Calvin Coe, have shown true leadership during this difficult time in Canterbury. I commend them for their work above and beyond the call of duty. I extend this commendation to all the officials, civil defence, local government, armed forces, police and education and health, as well as the many volunteers whose physical work and acts of kindness have shown the true spirit of Canterbury.
The Honourable Lianne Dalziel.
Speaker, is the Minister aware that the use by civil defence personnel and the councils of green, yellow and red stickers to identify immediate and apparent health and safety risks to occupiers of property are being treated as a status report on whether a residence can be lived in or not, and if so, what steps is he taking to address this inappropriate and potentially dangerous situation?
The Honourable John Carter.
Mr Speaker, yes, look, I am aware of that issue and indeed have had discussions with the three local authorities or representatives of the three local authorities today, and there has been ongoing publicity around that issue to try and get an explanation of what those certificates actually mean. They are certificates of the moment. Just because a house has a green sticker today doesn't necessarily mean that it will be a green sticker tomorrow, depending on aftershocks and other issues. Basically, it depends on a day-by-day basis of their significance. Unfortunately, there is not enough knowledge about what those certificates represent in the public. We're doing our very best to get that knowledge out. I've asked the councils today to give further explanation about what it means. The member's quite right to raise it, and I'm glad she has, because it gives me a chance to explain it a bit further, that they are of the moment and that basically a green sticker says it is safe at the moment it means that you can occupy the house at the moment, but it doesn't mean to say that necessarily it will remain like that, and there is further studies to be done and information given to the owners and the occupiers.
Point of order, the Honourable Lianne Dalziel.
Mr Speaker, I fear that in asking that question I've allowed the Minister to repeat the error that is being publicly made out there. The green stickers do not mean buildings are safe, and to have the Civil Defence Minister...
Order. Now, the member can't dispute the Minister's answer by way of point of order. The member can use a further supplementary question to question what she believes may be inaccuracy in the Minister's answer. And I'm perfectly happy to let her ask a further supplementary. I mean, it's got to come out of the total, but, point of order, the Honourable John Carter.
If it's helpful, Mr Speaker, I'm very happy to discuss this matter with the member after question time, so that if she thinks there is an issue to be debated, I'm happy to make further statements publicly so that information can be distributed.
Order. I appreciate the member's contribution, but it's not actually a point of order. Now, does the member wish to ask a further supplementary to clarify the issue? The Honourable Lianne Dalziel.
Supplementary, Mr Speaker. Can the Minister confirm that the green, yellow and red stickers identify what a 10-minute check of a building inspector sees as an immediate and apparent health and safety risk and does not mean it's safe to occupy a property. A green stickered house may be dangerous and a red stickered house may be safe.
The Honourable John Carter.
Mr Speaker, look, I will endeavour to clarify this because it is important, and I'm sorry if it just takes a moment to do so. As I've said, these stickers are of the moment. It means that when it was last inspected at that time, the house was considered to be able to be occupied if it had a green sticker. That if it's got a yellow sticker, it means it's dangerous to enter, but you can, but don't occupy it. And if it's red, don't go on the property. Now, the point is with all of these things that there has to be further examinations. There has to be structural examinations of the houses. There has to be examinations of the foundations of the properties. All those things work is being carried out now as methodically and as rapidly as we can. But we don't yet have all the information to be able to say for certain whether a house is absolutely safe or whether it isn't. And the green sticker is merely an indication of at the moment. And so that's really important for people to understand, that it may well be, the member may be right, that a house that is considered at the moment to be safe may not necessarily be so in 5 minutes or in 2 days' time. That information, Mr Speaker, we're still endeavouring to ascertain.
The Honourable Lianne Dalziel.
Mr Speaker, is the Minister aware that the stickers are being used as a marker for eligibility for emergency grants by the New Zealand Red Cross Canterbury Earthquake Commission, and what steps will he take to ensure that this is rectified?
The Honourable John Carter.
No, Mr Speaker, I must say that's the first that I've heard of that issue. If the member wishes to give me further information, I'd certainly will explore that, because that's the sort of thing that I need to know so that I can address it, and I thank the member for bringing it to my attention.
Point of order, the Honourable Lianne Dalziel.
Mr Speaker, I seek leave to table the facts sheet emergency grants, which requires them to have been issued with a red inspection certificate or a yellow inspection certificate to qualify.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection. Question number 6, the Honourable David Cunliffe.
No, Mr Speaker.
Point of order, the Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr Speaker, I seek leave to have